It's not working, lads. It's just, there we go. Hello and welcome to the Dream Team Tonic podcast. My name is Scott and joined by my regular teammates, Tony and Ben, for this one. Sorry about that intro if it came through wrong. I thought we was having a few technical problems, but I think we're there. Let us know, guys, in the chat if everything is working okay. Tony, how you doing, mate? You good?
Evening. I'm all good, mate. 5-1 win today. Happy days. Back on track. Survival is in the bag.
And so far, so good for the non-part of the buses as well. So far, so good.
We're surviving.
Just about. We're only halfway there, though, so it could go horribly wrong.
Didn't Bon Jovi sing that once?
Whoa! How you doing, Ben? On the bus?
Yeah, not too bad. The old bus wanker.
I didn't want to say it. I thought that was too rude of an intro for you, but so far so good for you, eh?
Yeah, not bad. Decent so far. I think I was worried at the start of the week with Spurs conceding in the first minute and Liverpool conceding in the first minute. And then it was all down to my double Arsenal boys getting a clean sheet at Man City.
I told you, didn't we?
Brought the week back up for me.
Do you want me to send you an Arsenal shirt for the rest of the week?
I can't go that far, mate. Sorry.
I
might put it on the wall.
Put it in the Louvre, eh?
City and Arsenal should have been deducted a point each for that game. It was shy.
Yeah. If you're a neutral, absolutely horrible. But I must say, I thoroughly enjoyed that 0-0 win. Right. Who we got in the chat? So shout out Jordan. Thanks for joining us. We've got a question. We'll come to his questions in a minute. We've got James McClure. We've got Andy Barnett. Could you give a shout out to his son, Jake, please, before he goes to bed?
Shout out, Jake.
Good evening, Jake. I hope you're a fellow Rover as well and you enjoyed that win today at Sunderland. Sleep easy tonight. 6 points clear, 5 points clear. Come on.
It's Easter weekend. I think Jake should get at least another hour. What do you reckon, lads?
Yeah, that'd be nice, wouldn't
it? Sorry, Andy. Nathan Wisby, good evening. Evening, Graham, and evening, Matt Woolley. We will kick things off with player total points. I think a lot of people thought that we'd see Diaz up there, but maybe not Brereton Diaz. What a game for him. 19 points, but
used to play for Rovers, you know.
I'm sure everyone. Surely everyone used to play for Rovers at this point. Two goals and an assist for him, but I doubt he's going on anyone's watch list. But do you want to take us through Palmer? Seen as it's looking like another great captain pick from Tony. I'm
loving him. My lad's called Cole, so obviously I think it's quite lucky picking him. Just thought with the Burnley, I mean, Chelsea, crap, they should have won the game, but should have put Burnley to bed, especially with Burnley having 10 men. I thought, second half, come on. He could get at least 3 here. But very happy with 18 points. Can't grumble at that. Started the week very well. Obviously, Salah went off and did 11. It's only a halfway point. Whether it's the right decision, we still don't know yet, but it's a decent start from him.
So I'm just laughing, Andy, in the chat. I think we've just got Jake another hour. big up, Jake. Just make him listen to it, though. That's it. Make him listen to the pod. Ben, you got Palmer as well, or
no?
I
didn't get him last week because I was starting to build for the bus, didn't I? So that was the one I wanted. 29 points now over 2 games. 58 points for Tony. Double captain, innit? You captained last week as well.
Yeah.
So you must be flying. Where are you now, Tony?
You know, at the halfway mark, I'm back to 67th.
That's all right, isn't it?
I did go up to 38th during, but then the Salah and the Diaz, I just wanted Salah and Diaz to stay quiet. Even though I had Salah, I knew how many had captained him up in the top 100, so it was always going to hurt me. A little bit annoyed about the Bowen one as well, because towards the end of the live stream, if it were, say it's 27 minutes past, they had 3 minutes, I were reversing my transfer. I were keeping Bowen, and I weren't bringing Saka in. A little about that, but like I say, we're only halfway there. It's just whether Saka plays his next game with him limping off.
Yeah, I've been reminded that he seems to just like hobble off after every game, doesn't he? At the moment,
yeah, he does.
I've seen some sort of compilation video on Twitter that's his special move, apparently.
Yeah,
Isn't that just the way he walks?
one leg shorter than the other.
Yeah.
I'd be devastated. I brought him back in to miss that Luton game. That's the one I wanted him for. I didn't really want him for the City game. But yeah.
We had Conser back with. I was saying in my pod that I didn't really fancy Aston Villa for the clean sheets at the moment, but it proved me wrong there. So obviously Martinez would have got one for a lot of people. Conser with the clean sheet and a goal, and he hadn't been hitting bonus lately either. He was really good for bonus, wasn't he? First half of the season, but he hit 3 bonus in this one as well, so pretty decent there. Okay fixtures for next week. Kudus. Am I the only one left for Kudus now?
Oh, honestly, I just wish I had more space.
I've got you guys to thank for that one. You convinced me on Kudus over Bowen. Really good to watch that one. 16 points.
Nice differential for you.
Yeah, it's just shame that Bowen did do it as well, really, because I've gone him over Bowen. But Bowen, but both of them, wasn't it? Both of them got a goal and an assist. But Kudus with the 3 bonus and 5 tackles. Yeah, it looked really, really good. Another one from that same game, Isak. I think we spoke about him as a 12th man, didn't we, on our live stream?
Yeah,
actually. 2 penalties. We'll talk about that penalty a little bit later on. Or should we go to it now, Ben?
Someone who were in the top, I think 30 odd, captained Isak.
Captained him.
Yeah,
nice.
Really good shout.
Should we talk about the pen now, Ben, instead?
Yeah, what the hell was that? How was that a penalty? That goal, the second one. Gordon's gone. He's just Calvin Phillips going to clear the ball, and he's just put his leg in the way, and then got kicked, and then he's gone down the floor like a sack of spuds.
Yeah. It's tricky because Calvin Phillips has no idea. He's just launching the ball away, and obviously Gordon. I thought Gordon would have to have got a touch on the ball first before planting his foot to be kicked.
Yeah,
and then all right, fair enough, because he's took the possession away from Phillips, but I don't think he touched it, did he? He literally just planted his foot in front of Phillips to kick. I think it was harsh, that one.
Yeah,
but I mean, did West Ham need to keep Calvin Phillips off the pitch? I mean, that capitulation after that, honestly, he's so far behind it, Phillips. Such a good player as well, like at Leeds, and then going through for England, had some great performances for England. But he has just fallen away completely just by going to City and being benched completely. How much did he pay? 5 or 6 million for that loan fee?
I'm not sure. I don't know what it was.
About 6 million, I think they paid for him. Just a loan.
I think he hasn't been good, but I do think this game was harsh on him, because I think the whole turning point was, I know it was Phillips coming on, but I feel like that was Moyes' decision to try and sit back. I mean, if they'd have carried on going, if they'd have carried on attacking, they might have been all right. But yeah, he's now getting associated with that bad decision, I think. But yeah, never. I don't think it was a pen, in my opinion, of what it should have been. But I guess with what the rules actually are, then I guess it is. But yeah, I would have hated that if that was given against me. Harvey Barnes, an equaliser and a winner.
Yeah,
he used to play for Leicester, him.
Yeah, he did, didn't he?
And Leicester. And then we had Vardiol, who annoyingly a lot of us had for a time, and then he got injured. He come away with a few bonus points, 12 points. Salah and Diaz doing the business, 11 points each. That's about it, really. You got Sonny down there that me and you bought in, Tony. 10 points. It was only one player performance mark off of getting 3 bonus as well.
Yeah.
That could
I'm
have been
happy with the 10 in the end, to be honest, mate. It's late goal. And obviously West Ham away to come. Hopefully find some space there.
What about Muniz's goal? Muniz's goal for Fulham. Fantastic, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I've not
Scissor
seen it.
kick. You're not seeing it? Scissor kick.
No.
Sidewinder. Class. Volleyed it.
I seen when his name come up for because there were a few 12 mans knocking about him. I know we picked him out, haven't we, a couple of times to save a good differential. So nice 10 points for somebody there.
What have we got on our hands?
Next game.
What have we got in our hands with Muniz? Have we got the next big thing, or have we got the next meet chew? What do we reckon?
I think it's too early to say. Too early to say. He's doing the business at the minute. You've got to get that second season under your belt, I think.
Yeah, it might just be a one season wonder like Harry Kane, eh? Top 1K ownership. We did cover this on our. We do a deadline stream now every week, so if you want to keep an eye out for that, we do that sort of 1 hour before the deadline. But top 1K ownership: Haaland, Salah, Foden, Virgil, pretty much owned by absolutely everyone at the moment. We had a few drop-offs, didn't we? I think a lot of that would be to do with part of the bus.
Yeah.
Any standouts there?
One of them.
Yeah.
When I was just looking at the high ownership, was Bowen was worrying me, obviously. Diaz.
That's dropped a lot from about 80, 86, I think it was, Bowen, to 64.
Yeah. Another one who probably got sacrificed. I think it probably him and Ollie Watkins were probably the main ones getting chucked out.
We've got the ins and outs here. So Connor Bradley, most transferred in the top 1K this week. Didn't disappoint. 3 bonus points, 6 tackles. Done really well.
Yeah.
In that game. Well, we've got a question on it later, but there was an interview with Trent after the game, and he said sort of insinuated that he didn't think he'd be back for another 2 weeks. Don't know if you guys.
Yeah, it was before the game, and I think the presenter had asked him or said like see you later kind of thing. We'll probably see you back out on grass. Whatever he said, and then he insinuated it'd be a couple of weeks. Yeah,
we were looking at Man United, I think, but I think it's going to be further back than that. So Bradley could be a longer term.
I think he's definitely safe for next week, I guess.
I don't think there's too much there for the transfers in. Anything that's caught your eyes?
Gabriel's not on there, is he?
No, because he was flagged, I guess.
Yeah. A lot of people transferred him out. He was one of the highest transferred out on the app. So I'm quite happy with that one who I brought in. Nice differential.
There's a few there that would be probably part of the bus related. Anthony Robinson, 6% from Fulham. And do you know what? Although at the halfway point, part of the bus, clean sheet wise, it wasn't ideal. But I mean, Robinson came away. I think out of the Fulham defence, there was a lot of zeros, and he's come away with a fair amount of points just through the additional points. You got Gusto there, who I think did he pick up an injury?
Yeah,
but
probably be all right though, won't he?
Yeah, still done okay for points. There was quite a few, and Porro as well. You've got Porro, haven't you, Ben? Despite, I think he ended up the highest scoring defender for Spurs, even though that they didn't keep the clean sheet. So all is not lost if you've played it.
Definitely not.
And then Watkins, I'm glad, Tony, that we did decide to take.
Oh,
Did you take? Yeah. because I didn't want to keep Watkins this week, but then because people were talking of taking Watkins out for part of the bus, I thought it could be a nice differential there.
Yeah.
But injured at half time, was it a 1-pointer in the end?
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah.
Imagine he misses the second game.
It doesn't look good for him, does it?
So yeah, disappointing if you've kept hold of him. Anyone else for top transferred out? Or should we move on?
Kudus is on there as well, isn't he?
Kudus, Bowen, both up there. And that is what we're saying about part of the bus, because they're obviously mate weights for part of the bus. You're not taking them out from a double for any other reason, really. Unless it was possibly get Saka back in. That's all I can think of. But yeah, that'll hurt a lot of teams. Kudos and Bowen. 26 points between them there, isn't it?
Yeah. And then you got De Bruyne, who's been taken out, who's back. Fake injury.
Yeah.
Gabriel, like I said.
Was he back?
Oh. That's true, mate. It's true.
Still come away with a couple of points, you know. I think it was 5 points.
He got 4 points. I was really hoping for, just to put one in from De Bruyne, because he was a massive differential for me in top 100, but wasn't to be.
And then top 1K captains. Ben Salah was your captain as well, wasn't he?
Yeah,
that scared the shit out of me. That look at it.
Yeah, yeah. We were sort of.
Could have come away with more, couldn't he?
We were digging you out a little bit for Palmer, weren't we, on the deadline stream? But yeah, you're laughing now.
Yeah, but like you say, it could be so. I think he had about 12 or 13 shots, Salah, did he? It was something silly.
That was very harsh, I thought, as well. The sending off. It was a pen, but I thought that Palmer pen that he got. Salah, wasn't it? Most shots in a Premier League match ever for Salah that game.
Yeah.
And then also there was that very tight offside for Luis Diaz goal that would have been an assist for Salah as well. So
so happy when they disallowed that.
That was a shocking decision.
Yeah. Yeah, I bought Diaz in on FPL and I thought I've done it. Well, I've done it, and then disallowed. Sonny at 1.9. I don't think you've lost out if you went for Salah, Son, or Palmer, but Haaland.
No.
I think I heard that it's definitely no shots on target in his last 2 against Arsenal. It might even have been the last 3 now. I think they might have been counting the Community Shield for the 3rd one, so maybe we don't count that. But yeah, no shots on target for Haaland in his last 2 matches now against Arsenal. But we have got a question on Haaland, so we'll save the Haaland talk for now. If you enjoyed the video so far, please do leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And we've got a link to the Patreon below. We're podcasting this live to our Patreon members, but if you are interested in joining, there's a link in the description below. Fixtures, Ben, you're our resident fixture guy. Anything that stands out to you, or is it straight back onto the train to Europe?
Exactly, Euro Express. Man City, Crystal Palace, and Real Madrid next week. Both away though, so not that easy. Arsenal, Brighton away, but Bayern Munich at home. You got your Liverpool away at United. Will they come back for some revenge, or will United beat them again? And then they got Atalanta at home. Surely Liverpool have to start thinking about going a bit stronger now in Europe. Like Atalanta ain't no mugs, so I think they're going to go stronger in that match. Aston Villa got a double. Brentford at home and Lille. They're the only team with 2 home games in a double this next week, and quite a good double. But looks like Watkins might be injured, so he's the main man. Maybe a differential like Diaby if you've got the balls. Yeah. He scored at the weekend, didn't he? And he can play as a number 9 or on the wing. And you got your West Ham, who've got Wolves away and Leverkusen away, who haven't lost a game this season. But we don't really want any West Ham defenders, do we? We're more interested in the attacking players. So, yeah, they're the fixtures. I think they're the ones you want to be targeting.
Yeah.
No objections from me. If what are you sort of looking towards for next week? And has this week played into it at all? Like, are you looking at Arsenal now for Brighton and Bayern and thinking, do you know what? Defensively, they're actually okay for the tougher games. Or the same with City and Real Madrid. Are you feeling a bit better about both defenses?
Yeah, definitely. I've got my eye on another possible Arsenal defensive player. So might be a third one coming in. So yeah, because I think I might have to go a bit differential. Can't be jumping on City because there's too many people going that way. So might have to go for a bit of Arsenal. City look good as well, don't they? Lots of injuries at City now. They're like Ake's just gone off injured, so it might be a bit easier to pick a defender now. But Stones and Akanji were on the Akanji played and Stones was on the bench. Walker missed out, didn't he? So
yeah,
we'll see what happens midweek versus Villa. What do you think, Tony?
Yeah, I agree. I have got my eye on Cons again now. I like the Brentford and the Lille game. Watkins not playing isn't great, really. But Douglas Luiz, good option. Diaby, good option. Still got plenty of fixtures. Saying about the going away and going to the Arsenal block, I think the Liverpool block's pretty popular now, isn't it? I think everyone's ended up with probably Keller in net and Van Dijk, Bradley. I think that's probably the most populated one. Try something a little bit different than them Liverpool lads and just don't they concede. Like I must admit, I let out a bit of a big fist pump when Welbeck lashed that one home. Like, oh, get in! And I've got Bradley and Van Dijk in my team.
That's a great goal. That was a great goal.
But Villa, some decent options there still.
Yeah, you got Leon Bailey as well. Could be a decent differential.
Yeah, he does like to get involved in stuff. Bailey likes a shot.
I know for Arsenal, Brighton away, Bayern home does look horrible. But I mean, that Bayern home game is a whole stadium of Arsenal fans. No Bayern fans allowed at that game.
All abusing Harry Kane.
And then if that 31 game Villa with if it could be no Watkins, it's starting to look a little bit like we've got a bit lucky there with these fixtures. But yeah, don't want to jinx it too much. But I feel like yesterday's had a decent knock on. That's why I think it was a decent draw. Like if we got battered that game or conceded a lot of games, you're crapping yourself going into Brighton and Bayern, aren't you? But you're coming away with that 0-0 feeling pretty confident. So yeah, I'm all right with that Arsenal defence at a minute.
Last week, we spoke about it, didn't we, last week, about obviously you could go to City, lose that game, fall behind in title race, and then go to get Bayern over, and if they put 2 or 3 past you in first leg of that, and then all of a sudden your season's looking over, and we've seen Arsenal do that a few times. So
just grind it out.
It was a good result for. I think it shows how far Arsenal have come this year, because it's his second year now. They're up there challenging again, like as serious contenders. So Arteta's done a good job.
Right, we'll move it on. I just did our Patreon plug, so I won't do it again. But if you want one of these beautiful hoodies or a nice mug to have your morning coffee, or a tumbler, what do you put in your tumbler? Gin and tonic?
Oh, whatever you want.
Put your gin and tonic in your tumbler. Take it to work. No one will know.
We had a woman at work who used to do that.
Oh,
vodka,
God.
neat vodka.
No, I don't approve of that, really.
No, definitely not. We found her one evening. She'd gone missing for half an hour. And we found her in women's toilets and there were no lights on and she was climbing against the wall like this. Like, so they've gone in, switched the light on, and she's like that against the wall going, I don't know my way out. Anyway,
Was that one of our tumblers? It wasn't a Dream Team Tonic tumbler, was it?
It wasn't.
Good.
But they had a whiff of a water bottle and neat vodka.
Right. Dubravka replacements. Question from DT Philip. Tony, do you want to start?
Dubravka replacement. Just touching on Villa there. I like Villa. Martinez, nice clean sheet. Now Ben's got rid of him. He's getting the points now. So yeah, I'd go for Martinez or Raya at Arsenal.
He played for Blackburn.
Yeah, he did. He used to play for us, you know. Did I say that once? Tried to put a bet on him.
Ben outside of Raya and Martinez.
Yeah, I think Raya for me. Raya looks like there's going to be no rotation now for Arsenal. Obviously, they're out of the FA Cup, and they've played Brentford home and away now. So Raya will play pretty much all the games. And averaging 4.7 points a game. So, and Arsenal have the best defence this season. So I think it's a no-brainer. Martinez is doing all right. Going to play all the games in Europe. They've got the best double game week this next week, though, if you want to go there. But I think longer term, Raya's probably a better pick. And Edison, depending if he plays Tuesday, could be a decent pick. Only 2.8 million, but yeah, he'll play the Champions League games if he's back, and they look solid at the weekend, City. So yeah, I think he could be a good pick too.
I like Ortega, mate.
Yeah,
honestly, I watch every time I've seen him for City. I think it might be a crazy thing to say, but I prefer Ortega to Edison.
He doesn't look. Sometimes they swap the keepers round, and they just don't look quite right, do they? It looks off, but yeah, I mean, when he gets that ball back and he puts his foot on it, doesn't he? Rolls it out, waits a little while, draws people out. He looks completely at home in goal.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, I'm a bit disappointed because I've got Edison. Same as you, Tony, I think.
Yeah. Same. Stuck with him.
Saw him training, thought he'd probably play, but obviously ended up not playing. Wasn't on the bench either, was he?
No.
He was just not in there. Obviously, if he plays midweek, I'll just end up keeping with Edison. I probably don't think there's that much to gain by swapping an Edison to Raya or Martinez if he plays. But certainly, if he doesn't play this next game, I think I'd be looking at Raya.
Yeah.
I did think about Onana. He has got less games, but then he's got that Coventry. What week is that?
Game week 32.
Coventry, Sheffield United.
Got the double in 32. I haven't seen what the rest of those Man United fixtures are. I'll just bring up the grid.
Scott, don't go there, honestly.
You don't think?
I think he's not an option until game week 32, really. If you're going to get a keeper this next game week, he's not an option.
It's just that 31 was Bournemouth.
Yeah.
32 was Coventry, Sheffield United. 33 was Burnley. 34 is Palace. But then, it ends on Arsenal, Brighton. But he's at the top, isn't he, at the moment? But I think when I looked, he'd played the most games out of any goalkeeper as well. Surprisingly.
Yeah.
So, maybe we stick with the guys that are in the European tournaments. But can't take it away from him. He's about 30-odd points clear, I think, of second, something like that.
He could have 2 extra games as well. Obviously, he's got the Newcastle game to be rearranged. So that might go into game week 35. And if they beat Coventry, they'll have the FA Cup final and the final game week in game week 37.
But yeah, you'd have to say you're hoping for saves in that scenario, aren't you? You got to say that someone like Raya for clean sheets, you'd be more confident in. Question 2. So DT Philip, who's also in the chat and says it was 100% a pen for Gordon. No bias there. Ignore the Newcastle badge. He was going to bring Watkins back in for Palmer in game week 30. But with him being injured, who would you bring in? He's already got Haaland and he's already got Salah. So it could be a third attacker, or maybe we've got a midfielder in mind. Tony?
Luis Diaz. If you've not got Diaz, definitely Luis Diaz. That's who I'm looking at.
What about you, Ben?
Well, I would imagine he's got Foden as well. So I think probably KDB for me if I'm bringing someone in. Possible rotation risk though, with De Bruyne being injury prone. But when he does play, he scores points, doesn't he? He's got 6.4 average since over the season. Obviously, he missed a big chunk at the start of the season, but yeah, when he plays, he gets assists and he creates big chances, gets the odd goal. So I think he's a good one.
I'm just having a look at his team quickly because if you're not part of the Discord already, on Discord we've got like a team drafts, and I know Philip likes to send his team in. I just had a quick look. He's already got Diaz, he's already got Bowen, Palmer, Foden, Saka in the middle.
Ooh. So he's already got 5.
Yeah, if he's gone with what he was thinking at the time he sent this, he could already have 5. That might have to be a striker actually. Makes it a bit tougher.
But I was also going to say that every now and again there's a player that turns up that plays single game weeks and just keeps smashing it. And we've had a few in the past, but I think Palmer's one you could hold right through to the end of the season. He's averaging 7.1 points per game, which is, I think it was like the 4th best in all the midfielders. And yeah, he's got Sheffield United up next. And then he's got Everton at home as well.
Oh, so, no, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, so they're pretty good singles. And then he's got a double against Man City in the FA Cup and Arsenal. And then Chelsea also have 2 games to rearrange that have not been confirmed yet. And a possible FA Cup final if they beat Man City. So there is a possibility of just holding him through. He's a penalty taker as well at Chelsea. Main man, he's just smashing it. It's one of the highest shots on targets this season as well.
Yeah, could have had a hatful.
Yeah. So he's just getting points from everywhere. So you could hold him through.
We have had it, haven't we? We've had Trippier. We all had Trippier, didn't we, when he was on singles last year?
Maddison very early doors this year.
Yeah.
We're doing very well against him 1 game versus players with 2 games.
I've got an old school one for you. Dimitri Payet. He's unbelievable. Star man every week.
Unreal.
Single game week player. He was just one player, just plugged in and just left alone. But it's a different game then.
He was brilliant, weren't he?
Yeah.
He was brilliant, Payet.
Would you... I'd actually written my answer down as being Diaz, Bowen or Kudus, but now seeing that he has got that 5-man midfield, would you do Darwin Núñez or would you leave that?
That was my thing here. I put if I had to pick a striker, it'd be Núñez.
Yeah.
He's top assister this season, 17 assists in the whole game, 17 goals, averaging 5.8. He's just shots galore on target. Even if he doesn't score, he's getting a point for a shot on target. And he's just everywhere, and chances created. The only thing it worries me is that he's just could get a few substitutions, like coming off early and that. But if he played more, he'd be starred or stunning. He'd be brilliant.
I haven't got it in front of me, but he was fairly close, weren't he, on the yellow card threshold? But I don't know if did he get one at the weekend. I'll just double check that.
He doesn't have to be a striker, does it? Because he's already got Haaland and Salah. I think the striking options are a little bit limited. If we're going to go for a double game week player, unless you're going to leave Palmer in, you've got Villa against Brentford and Lille, but obviously Watkins, that's the issue. You've got Liverpool, Arsenal, City, and West Ham, Dublin, and the striking options like City's Haaland or Alvarez, Arsenal is Jesus, Liverpool is Nunes, which I believe is a good option. But then maybe just Kudos.
Yeah, I'd still consider Kudos.
Definitely.
That with bonus, you haven't got to win. Like I know
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I know they're playing Leverkusen, but he's getting most of his bonus points just from dribbling past players.
Dribbling and tackling.
Yeah.
He does a bit of everything, doesn't he? He does.
Yeah.
He's very good for the Matrix, even if the rest of the game is a bit sharp for West Ham.
Right. I hope that's helped you out, Philip, in the chat there. Nathan Wisby, best captain picks for game week 30. Tony's just going to say Palmer again, isn't he?
No. We're looking at this week. It might be someone I transfer in. I might go a little bit rogue, and I might transfer in Louis Diaz and captain him. So I'm looking at it in a minute.
Quick reminder: Matt Woolley's saying eight yellow cards for Nunes.
Yeah, that's true. It's true, and he does love a battle, doesn't he? So. Yeah, Louis Diaz. I think Louis Diaz looked. Well, he has done for quite a while. I've been wanting to get him in. He's looked very, very good, very dangerous.
Is he good for Europe?
I can't see him taking him out. He's probably the best player at the minute.
Definitely got an engine. He gets a lot of minutes, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think you're going to see Nunes and Gakpo rotate. And I think Salah and Diaz are nailed on them wings.
Regarding Nunes, we have to keep an eye if he gets a yellow card against Sheffield United. If he gets a yellow card, then he's on 9. And then next week, even if he gets the 10th one there, he'll be all right for Europe, won't he? And then he plays.
Yeah.
Then it'll be 31, we can take him out.
Yeah, so it'll be 32 where the danger comes for yellows. So you've still got a few games with him.
It's not far to go till he gets wiped.
Game 32, innit?
Yeah. Who are you leaning towards, Ben, for your captain?
Possibly Kudus.
Love it.
He's flying. He's looking at his stats before, and he's got the joint most dribbles now with what's it called, Doku with Man City, and then the next one down from them is like 40 dribbles behind. He's just smashing the bonus points, getting involved with all the goals and assists. So yeah, could be one. Obviously, it's 2 away games. I do like the Liverpool fixtures. It could be Salah, Atalanta at home. I think that's a good one. Even though they're not a bad side, they just beat Napoli 3-0 away. But yeah, I think that could be a good fixture. Salah possibly. Surprised no one's mentioned Haaland yet.
It's crazy, isn't it?
What do you think, Scott?
I'm currently thinking Salah. The only thing that's worrying me slightly is with the title race pretty close or so close. I'm looking at it and thinking, do they think that they can get through that Atalanta home match without him? Do you think he definitely starts? What do you reckon, Tony? I know Haaland starts both.
Yeah, I think now I think Salah's going to become the popular option. What was Haaland this week? 7%, did we say? I think it was something like that. Haaland could have got an absolute hatful against Crystal Palace. Forget about the Real Madrid game.
Yeah.
So it could be dangerous. I think Liverpool will just go strong all the way through. I think you're getting too far now you're getting too close to a final to win a trophy. I don't think you can start dropping 3 or 4 players and resting them to try and win the Premier League. I just think sometimes you just need to keep players motoring. If they get injuries, that's just shit luck.
Yeah.
Obviously, they can manage the game time. Like once the game's won or whatever else, and it gets to 70 minutes and the 2 or 3-0 up, then you start to manage things, and that's how you avoid the injuries. But other than that, they're just going to go for it.
He does. I feel like Klopp is one of them that does. He makes those early subs a lot more.
Yeah.
I think Pep and Arteta do tend to see the game out of what they've got until they really have to do it.
You say that though, he messed up, didn't he, against Slavia Prague? He took off Joe Gomez or something half time, like used 2 defender substitutions, and he just brought Salah back. Remember, because I was like, I missed the weekend game, and then he played against was it Sparta Prague? Sorry,
yeah,
and he couldn't. Ended up, he had to keep Salah on for the whole match, didn't he? And then because he'd done that, when he played United in the FA Cup, he was worried he was going to get Salah injured, so he took him off early, and then they ended up losing the match in extra time, didn't they?
Yeah, I think I'm leaning Salah. I know it's not the most exciting. Was this the same fixture last year where Salah smashed it against United?
Yeah,
I think was it 2 goals, 2 assists. I can't remember if it was home or away.
I think that was they won 7-0 at home, weren't it?
Yeah.
They have won at Old Trafford though. I think they won 5-0 at Old Trafford a few seasons ago.
But yeah, I think it is only a matter of time before Haaland does give us a gentle reminder.
What about your boy Saka?
Nah, well, we'll wait and see what happens. We'll wait and see what happens with that Luton game.
Leeds have just scored a winner at last minute.
Are you joking?
I'd say a winner, 88th minute that then. So big goal though. Been some cracking day of Championship football today. Cracking league.
Yeah, I'd have to see Saka sort of play a decent chunk of minutes against Luton before captaining him, just in case he has got a knock or something. But Brighton away, Bayern home, I don't think they've got the same potential as Crystal Palace for City and who is it for Liverpool, United, Atalanta. I think
there's goals in that for Liverpool.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think it'll be tight ones for Arsenal. But yeah, no Saka for me in that one. Have we got Kudus was about as differential as it gets. I think Salah and Haaland pretty boring. I think it leads quite nicely into our Andy Barnett question.
Yep.
So, Andy's question/statement. In my opinion, Haaland is essential only because everyone else has him, but for captaincy purposes, there is a case to go different because players like Palmer, Son, Salah, Kudus not only get attacking returns but regularly get bonus. From game week 19, Haaland has been the 6th best highest scoring player, with others faring much better. Are you guys of the same opinion, or do you feel like Haaland is the best captaincy pick any week that he has a double?
Yeah, I completely get what Andy's going on about there. Speaks sense. Fellow Rovers fan.
Used to play for Rovers.
No, he's a big fan of Rovers. Andy. He's my mate, my tag team partner. But yeah, I think that is it, the ownership makes him essential, definitely. And let's not get away from it. He scores a hell of a lot of goals. I know he hasn't been prolific recently, but then it weren't long ago that he had a little bit of a dry spell and then smashed 5 in. So that is what he's capable of, and it wouldn't surprise me if he did a lot of people over against Crystal Palace. I think what he does do when he goes quiet is it opens up the captaincy options. Because as I knew this week, I knew a lot of people are going for Salah. That is the way everyone's going to go, because in my head I'm thinking that's the sensible option. That's the sensible move. And most people would do it. You had people who captained Haaland this week, obviously against Arsenal and Villa, 2 tough games, 2 home games, don't mind. And I think, was it 7%? So they could have done absolute bits. Still could. Don't forget, there's still another game to go, and this question could be completely different come the end of midweek. But yeah, that high ownership means you've got to hold on to Haaland. But you have now, when he goes quiet, you have the option to pick out these nice little differentials. And there's players, like Ben just said earlier about Kudus, who just shits points, doesn't he? He doesn't need to score a goal. He doesn't. He could match a Haaland goal or a Haaland double even, with just bonus points, tackles, and a few shots on target, big chance created. That's what he does. So yeah, I think that's why the game's better this year, because you've got points coming from everywhere. So yeah,
there's a good point on you saying about bonus points, because this thought has been crossing my mind a little bit. It's a bit off track from the question, but like, I started to wonder, I feel like I'm too far in the season now to sort of try it as an experiment, but like, I was wondering if we'd have like packed our teams out with just these bonus players rather than the high upside goal scorers, like a Pascal Gross, a Kudus, a Bruno Guimaraes, the guys that are getting like higher bonus throughout. I wonder if we'd have packed a team for the like all the bonus players. You might not have seen the sort of like 10-point plus, but would they have ticked along quite nicely, and where would we be? I'm not really in a position to sort of try the experiment at this point, but it would be nice to have had a look at to see where you could have got to with just having sort of decent bonus players in.
Yeah, I mean, still, it will always be affected by your jump on and off points, always, and that is where the luck and the little bit of skill that you put into it, when you're tracking fixtures, quantities, and other things. Obviously, that's what takes you up to the top of the leagues. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of players scoring very well, isn't there? If you time things right and the hop on, hop off, yeah, they could definitely have blasted you up there.
Just remember, Haaland scored 29 goals this season in all comps. And that's a point for every shot on target as well.
Yeah. Ben, I'm waiting for him to... Last season, before the start of this season, my Uncle Craig, he said... Haaland is a one-season wonder. He won't score 20 Premier League goals this season. He'd had a few to drink. I bet you 50 quid. So I got it on video. I've got a video on my phone of him betting me 50 quid that Haaland doesn't score 20 Premier League goals. And obviously, when he got injured, he's dropped me a message, like basically saying, "Yeah, that's it. He's done for." He's been on 18 goals for now. I think 3 or 4 games.
Yeah,
pissing me off. I think he needs 2 goals. So. Yeah, 2 league goals. Surely he gets them before the end of the season, doesn't he?
Yeah, surely.
Yeah, you're for keeping Haaland and captain him for the chunk.
I'm not too fussed about captaining him every week. I think it's just depends on the fixtures, isn't it? Like we went Salah this week, didn't we? Because of that decent double for Liverpool. Tony went Palmer, so it's not obvious every week. I mean, it's just a safe pick. If you want to go safe, you can go Haaland, but it doesn't always pay off. There is other options, like you said, Tony. There's the bonus points, and you got your big chances created, assists, goals, shots on target, so tackles. Yeah, got loads of ways of scoring points now.
I do get where the message is coming from, but I got to correct a few bits. So I had a little look at it because this was a little debate that was going on in the Discord earlier. A few of the lads all getting involved with it, chatting about Haaland and going against him. But yeah, I am a safe player when it comes to this. But yeah, I do think we need a bit of a reminder with Haaland. Like 52 goals last season. When did anyone get 52 goals? The guy is a freak. 29 goals this season already. Was injured for, had it down here somewhere, injured for, I think it was 14 matches already this season, and he's on 29 goals. And that stat there, that from game week 19, he's been the 6th best highest scoring player. Well, in game week 19, he was injured. In game week 20, he was injured. In game week 21, he missed the first game for injury. And then the second game of game week 21, he played 19 minutes against Burnley. So 19, 20, 21, he weren't available for. And then since 22, highest scoring player on the game by 13 points. Like, it's a little that I have to pull that.
Remove that 35 against Luton.
Yeah, but that.
And where would he be?
Man, he scored it. You can't remove the 5 goals he scored. He scored them.
Yeah, I think the point is though that you could get caught out by that freak scoreline. I mean, so look at, it's got to be trucking segments, and you're completely right, Scott. Honestly, like you say, he's the top scorer on the game since he were out 3 of them game weeks that Andy talks about. So you can't really. But he scored 2 points against Arsenal, 2 points against Newcastle, 3 points against Liverpool. Don't get me wrong; these are tough games. 8 points against Copenhagen, 8 points against Man United. That's after the Luton game. He scored like 23 points in like 3 or 4 game weeks. A part of what the question is there's players like Kudus who's scoring 11 points most games, and yeah, he could really hurt you. So I think he's essential to having your side, not just because of his high ownership, but because he's the best striker in the league. But yeah, captaincy wise, it's not as dangerous because everyone's looking elsewhere at the minute. If he scores a hat trick midweek, then next week you watch his captaincy go back up to like 70%.
Yeah.
And that is the way. That's the way it goes.
Those blanks. I mean, we saw it from the captaincy pie chart, didn't we? Game against Arsenal is a big dip. The game against Liverpool, there's a big dip. Like, if the fixture is a tough, tight game, I think it's fair enough to go against him. If game week 30 and 31 didn't have Luton and Crystal Palace next to Real Madrid, I think people would definitely be pretty low on him as well in those ones. Would you say? It's just whether or not you're hoping for something in the first one, but he could get a rest. He might get a rest against the. Do you reckon? No. Not with the title race this tight.
No, I cannot. I cannot see Guardiola, Arteta, or Klopp thinking I can afford to rest somebody. These are Premier League teams, regardless of who it is. They're all capable of beating somebody, and can you imagine the backlash you get?
It's not like Haaland as well. Haaland isn't doing 90 minutes headless chicken style like Saka.
Oh no, he reserves all his energy. He's up there toddling around, isn't he? Yeah, he's in fits and spurts. He doesn't, like you say, he's not a winger. He's not somebody who's putting like covering their fullback and making all these darting runs up the side of the pitch.
Yeah, I think it's fair to say we've got to respect what Haaland does, but there are fixtures. He's not a permanent captain by any means, and I think we've seen by the last couple of game weeks that there are points to be had, aren't there? If you do go against him, definitely wouldn't leave him out. Wouldn't leave him out of the team.
No.
Well, you see how much it hurt people when they hadn't captained him that week.
Yeah.
I mean, massively hurts. So it can be done.
Yeah, maybe save it. Or if you were going to go against Haaland, you'd say you'd do it in a week where Salah or one of the other guys has got a good fixture, or if Haaland's got a tough one. I guess that's as easy as it gets.
Yeah.
Nathan Wisby, should he put Palmer back in this week, or put in a double game week player like Kudus or Diaz? Then Palmer back in 32. Has he missed the boat on Palmer, basically?
Yeah, Wisby, I won't be putting him in this week. Just if I've got him, I'd be tempted to hold. He's a very, very tempting hold, like Ben said, to hold through these singles. Sheffield United's a nice fixture for him. But if you give me a choice now, I'll put in one of them three in. Kudos or Diaz, yeah, they're ahead of Palmer. If you're putting them in my eyes.
Ben?
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. I don't normally go for the single game week players, but yeah, I probably wouldn't go there myself. But I can't blame you if you do go there because he's on fire. He's what is he 80 odd % owned in the top 1K? I was looking before. Anyway, yeah, but I could see that coming down, and maybe it could become a little bit of a differential. But Kudus is a differential on his own anyway. But I would imagine a few will be jumping on him from next week. Diaz is a low owned as well, isn't he? I've pulled it up. So, I mean, I can't argue against doing it, but like you say, it's 4 games. If you look at over 2 game weeks, it's 4 games over 2 for Palmer. So, I think you've got to go for a double game week player.
Even if we do like a small sample size, like Ben, you've just done part of the bus. I'm assuming you're going to drop 2 defenders now. Are you going to change any? Well, if you are, if you're going to drop 2 players this week, are you going to bring Palmer in?
I mean, he's in my thoughts, but I can't do it. I think because it's just a single, but he could easily score a hat trick or a brace in that game.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll do our teams in a bit, but just for the sake of this question, my only 2 non-European playing players are Son and Palmer. I'd still be looking to take out Son and Palmer next week. I don't know if you're the same, Tony.
Yeah, it's gonna really hurt me.
The only thing is I've got Ederson with a flag still and missed a game. So if it does come down to it, maybe I swap my keeper and Son and keep Palmer. It doesn't feel bad, but I certainly am not thinking, I'll just keep Palmer just because he's doing well, you know.
I mean, it's not just that. I mean, if Chelsea were playing City, it's an easy decision. You just take him out, don't you?
Yeah.
But they've got a plum fixture, and sometimes the plum fixtures can produce more than somebody does in a double. So, like Ben said, he's the main man. Penalties, he shoots for fun. He's just involved in everything going forward for Chelsea. Top player.
If you knew he was going to hit 18 in a single again, you'd be keeping him, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I mean, you'd take 18 in a single and then back that against most doublers.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I think I still would in your scenario go for a Kudus or Diaz. I think Kudus, is going to play twice. I think Diaz will play twice.
Yeah, I think you've got to back them 2 against Palmer. You've not had him this week, Palmer, so just forget about this week. Right, you're going into next game week. Who do you bring in? The sensible option and the most thought out option is Kudus or Diaz. You got to play the quantity of fixtures, and don't forget, like Diaz is capable of outscoring Palmer in a single, let alone a double. Same with Kudus. Like amount of dribbles he does. Yeah, just go for the doublers. Bring the doublers in.
That's the thing. I wouldn't be surprised that Kudus will get two appearance points in both. Stick him on 4. And then I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up with 3 bonus in each game as well.
Yeah, so he's already on 10. He's only stepped out onto pitch.
Just to start off with. So.
It's one of them as well, Wisby. Like it'd be harder for me if I take out Palmer and put Kudos in there. It'd be painful for me if Palmer does bang.
You already had
when
him.
you're picking between them. As long as you're picking the sensible option and maximising the amount of points you can get, then it's not going to hurt you.
Second part of his question: will there be some cash leagues for Sun Dream Team Euros?
Yeah, I think about this over a week actually. Obviously, they do the game. We had the same issue, didn't we, this year with cash leagues being pretty samey. So I've got a few ideas of making the cash leagues, if there is a Euro game, a little bit different again. So then we don't have just the same winners across the board through Dream Team Rating, Chris Packard, who runs his leagues, and a few others. So I have got a few ideas, but yeah, there'll definitely be cash leagues if they do run the game.
Mabba says, is Bradley a must sell this week? I know we touched on what Trent said about sounding like Trent. I wrote the actual quote down.
Yeah, a couple of weeks.
Trent says he thinks that he's a couple of weeks away if there's no setbacks. So I can't see any reason why you'd want to sell Bradley unless Trent is back. And like I think we said last pod or on the deadline stream, if Trent is back, you'd assume that he just plays 1 a week to start with, wouldn't you?
I'd be such a hard decision to just bring him straight back in and drop Bradley, isn't it?
Yeah,
he's doing so well, Bradley. It'd be a massive kicking balls for him. I think they're looking fine with him there. So whether they bring Trent back in a little bit more of a different role, because obviously they were loving to play him in that inverted fullback role anyway. It's whether they might play Bradley and Trent. I wouldn't put that out of the equation. They might both play.
I just think they need Endo there, don't they? As that sitter, and the McAllister's undroppable at the moment. To Bosley as well, it's brilliant. Yeah, it's going to be hard.
Maybe
I'll see him rotating. I think.
Yeah, maybe against the easier teams, they could play Trent as the number 6.
Yeah,
in the Pirlo role. But yeah, I think Endo's got to play against the top sides. I think Endo will play against United, won't he? Next week.
He's been a good signing for them, to be honest.
I thought you said against the top sides.
It's a local derby as well.
No, but hold on, though. I'll be having my United shirt on next week. I hope United do them.
Yeah, I think that's Bradley's a keep. Yeah, I don't think he's a must sell.
Yeah, wait and see.
Yeah, as someone that bought Bradley in this week, I was quite pleased to see Trent make that statement.
Maybe he's doing mind games, so the United lads think he's not playing.
Straight in first 11.
Gaz, something a bit different from Dream Team. Last week you were asked to make a team with only 1 player per team, following the same 1 player per team. Can you make a team of most underperforming players? Do you know what, lads? I've missed this one off. So do one of you lads want to take this first?
I've got a team with no goalkeeper.
As usual. So
yeah. Yeah. You can chip in on this. So back 4 are the Stupinan.
Yeah,
let's put him in there for you, Scott.
I'm on board with that all day.
He's in mine as well.
Yeah, 101 points. He's got a ceiling and potential way higher than that. He should be doing better in this game. I expect more of him next season, to be fair. John Stones, City, 69 points. City's defence hasn't been great anyway.
Yeah.
Guess that they might struggle for the points of this system. Obviously, John Stones with his injury hasn't been great either. Robbo, pretty much in the same boat as Stones, but probably a little bit more disappointing because he hasn't been getting the returns that he usually gets within this game. 88 points he's only on. Cucurella, who I thought was getting the game time at Chelsea, that obviously he's not had the game time, so he's a disappointment, but he could do well in this scoring matrix. Attacking fullback, loves to tackle. In midfield, can't read me all right in there. I've got KDB, obviously only on 89 points, but that for him in a dream team season is... I know he's not played the season, but it's just the way it is. So yeah, he's a disappointment this season. I can't redo that, is
it your handwriting or you had a couple beers?
No, it's me handwriting. I've been struggling on beer today. I want Gaviscon. Slow me right down to the 4 days of drinking. Anyway, Tonali. Yeah, that dodgy one from up the northeast. Because he could have been absolutely perfect for this matrix this season, Tonali. He's one to keep an eye on possibly for next year. I don't know who the other midfielder is. It begins with G. I don't know who it is, though. Up top, we've got Nkunku, who has been a disappointment for Chelsea. Can't stay fit. We know there's a player in there, but he just cannot get fit. Jesus, disappointment. Going to Arsenal as the main man. Meant to be the main man and probably should have scored more. But again, struggled with injuries. And another player made a Weetabix is Callum Wilson. So a bit basically, it's more like a bloody injured 11.
Yeah.
Who is that third player? I can't think of it. Oh, Grealish. That's who it is. Grealish. Yeah. Another big disappointment because again, he's somebody that could score very well on the matrix. Loves a dribble. Loves to be fouled. How many fouls does he usually get against him? And we know that fouls won count towards your bonus points, don't they? When you get kicked. So he did all right. And like a Tony 11. It's actually a Tony 10 because there's no keeper.
By you, Ben?
Yeah, I haven't gone down to one player per team. It's just too hard to do that. I'll just quickly smashed in some players that really frustrate me so far this season. Ederson's been poor this season for Man City, only averaging 3.5 points per game. Well, Man City whole back line has been poor, so I'm not going to go all into that. But also, which has annoyed me a lot with De Zerbi, he's been rotating the keepers at Brighton, and it could have been a good keeper there if they just stuck with one, like Verbruggen. He's a decent goalie. So, yeah, that rotation was still on Verbruggen. And it's not just Euro and FA Cup and then the other player plays the league. It's like whatever he feels like, he just changes it. Just stupid.
Hipster.
Yeah.
We blame him for a Stupinan as well. We just blame De Zerbi for that.
Stupinan's in my team as well.
Yeah,
definitely.
Stupinan. He's scored pretty well in the last 3 games, but for the rest of the season, he's been pretty poor. Varane for United, he's pretty injury prone in and out. He's only averaging 3.1 points per game. And then, like, Chelsea defenders, you've got your Reece James, Ben Chilwell.
Reece James, yeah.
Then you got Wes Fofana, who is absolutely class, who's been injured ever since he signed for Chelsea. Well, he cost about 80 million or something daft.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, there's loads of Chelsea players in my team. You've got Sterling. He's been poor. Enzo Fernandez, poor. Caicedo, poor player. Not necessarily a dream team player, but just poor.
Just throw him in.
Yeah. Bruno Fernandes has been poor, but somehow was rescued this season. But he was absolutely knackered me on value at the start of the season.
Another 9 points. Another 9 points this week.
Yeah, he's averaging 6 points now over the season. But if you look at his first half of the season, absolutely atrocious.
Yeah, killed us all. And we were all at that point where we were panicking, weren't we, about team value as well?
Yeah.
And then you got Rashford, his mate. He's starting to come on a bit now, but he was awful.
Useless.
And then I've got Gabriel Jesus and Nkunku, like Tony. And the shout out for Antonio, another man made of wheat picks.
It is. 1 second, chaps. Just here.
He can't even get in the team. Well, he's just started getting in now, hasn't he? But like Bowen's like took his place. He was pretty good a couple of seasons ago, like in his new centre forward role, but seems to have lost his pace, lost his way a bit.
I've just quickly cheated for this question. So at the start of the Dream Team season, I did my top 10 players for each position before the. I think it was even before the new rules come out. Defenders. I'm just looking for the ones that have disappointed out of the list. I had Stones up there, but a lot of injuries. Stupinian was in there. Luke Shaw, again injuries.
Yeah,
Ben Chilwell, another disappointing one. I even put Lissandro Martinez down in 8th, but he's been poor as well, really, or not available. Midfielders, Bruno Fernandes, I think, although he has redeemed himself again, I think we can say he's disappointed. I'm going to say one of my own. I think Martinelli. It pains me to say it because I love him, but I think he has had a disappointing season. Injuries have played a part. Grealish, Matoma.
Yeah.
Both, again, had injuries but been disappointing. Solly March is probably not fair because he's been out for so long. I had Maddison on the list. It seems like all the big guys have been injured at some point or the other. And I'm just laughing at my strikers, my top 10 strikers. Harry Kane was in the list. Rashford was high up. Rashford was high up on my list for what I thought was going to be top strikers. He's been terrible, hasn't he? Really.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that's covered a few of them. But yeah, it looks like injuries have dictated a lot of it, to be honest. Charlie Choyin is free at the back, essential. Coming off part of the bus with all Arsenal and Liverpool. He's sick of the sight of Dubravka. He could use one of the transfers for him. Just feels that Gabriel White, Virgil van Dijk and Bradley are all holds.
There we go.
But not Gomez. He's got Gomez. Do you want to kick it off, Ben, seeing as you're coming off part of the bus as well?
Yeah.
Have you got Dubravka in goal as well?
Yeah.
Oh, go on. You're well qualified for this one.
Yeah, I think he's thinking along the same lines as me. I've got Dubravka, thinking to get rid of him, and I'm happy to hold Gabriel White, Van Dijk, and Bradley next week. So I'm possibly going to be staying with 4 at back. So it's not essential for it at back.
Yeah.
Just depends on your team, really. So I'm pretty happy to hold them 4. I've got the same 4. What do you think, Tony?
Yeah. Can't go against that, really. You're taking out players that could score some good points, aren't you? So are you changing Dubravka?
I am at the minute, yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what it's like. You'll probably get an injury after this midweek game.
Yeah. But obviously, if you know else, then you'll go Dubravka and then take your 5th defender out and then move on to a 4-4-2, I take it.
Yeah. That's what I'm on. Yeah.
Yeah. Like you said, team depending, Charlie. It's depends what else you've got going on, but them 4 defenders, you can't argue about keeping them in. Could score some decent points this week, coming with all having doubles. So obviously Gomez being a risk. Yeah, you would get rid of Gomez. You know the other 4 are nailed. Even with Tomiyasu being back, I think White's completely made that right back slot his own, hasn't he? So no fears.
Yeah. Tomiyasu tucked in at left back, didn't he? When he came on.
Yeah, Kiwiora come off, didn't he? So it's interesting to see that.
Yeah, when he come off, I was thinking, I wish he took Ben White off because that's your team.
That's it. And then you just hope. Well, you wouldn't because you're playing part of the bus, but someone who had Kiwior somebody who had Kiwior would be like, "Oh, right, go on, Arsenal, concede now."
Yeah,
and then steal the 60-minute clean sheet.
Yeah, I do think if you're already on 3 at the back, I probably would happily stay on 3 at the back. But in Charlie's situation, I'd be happy to hold the 4 that are there, all doubling.
Yeah, I like Konza as an option, but like I say, I wouldn't drop to 4 at the back from a 5-man midfield or from a striker.
Yeah,
I couldn't do that. I'd have to do it'd have to be an injury that makes me change one of my defenders, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree. I was looking, and Trippier is obviously the highest scoring defender, and he's in 22nd for highest players. I just feel these midfielders and strikers, the system's just weighted a little bit more towards them, I think, unless you're really confident that a team's going to keep a run of clean sheets or something. I don't really think it's worth it, but I can see why he's lost the faith with the Bravka. He weren't doing great as it is, and now they've lost Livramento, Lascelles.
Oh, they were all dropping like flies, weren't they?
Yeah.
Great win for him, though. Cracking win. Harvey Barnes, happy for him. Yeah,
it's a tough one. I think ideally you'd go 3 at the back if you can, but I can see why he does want to remove the Bravka. Maybe it's a Raya for you. And then Twed. I think Tweds is a little bit tongue in cheek here. I think he's not playing part of the bus an option.
Well, a few people have ducked it this week, haven't they? Obviously, probably looking to go 31 or 32. 32 with United. Yeah, you can't not play the bus. Excuse me.
Have any of you got on Fergie's case yet? Joined us for the part of the bus pod. He missed the bus, didn't he? He didn't play in the end.
Yeah, he didn't even go to the station, did he? He's
we'll take it easy on him, though. I think he missed his next 2 podcasts after ours.
Yeah, he did
with flu. So we'll give him a little bit of recovery time before we ask him what happened there.
Yeah, get well, Fergie.
Yeah, get well, mate. Called in sick for the bus. Henry Cartridge. Right. With differential picks and captains being flavour of the month, will sticking to your guns prove costly, or might the popular choices become differential by default? A little bit of a riddle. That one. I'm guessing it's with everyone going a bit different, does sticking to someone like a KDB, does like a KDB become a differential when everyone else is trying to go differential? Or I'm guessing that's the sort of lines, yeah?
Yeah, he's exactly right. And that's what people did with Haaland captain last week. And, well, who knows? It might still pay off. But if you think you've got Haaland in a double, you've captained him, he's a differential. That it doesn't happen much, does it? But that is what's kind of, as people are starting to maneuver now, and they're making decisions that are trying to catch up, as you will. The standard players do become a little bit of a weapon in their own right kind of thing.
So he's template.
It's the danger with it. That's why it's easier to hold somebody off than it is to chase somebody. They have to make different moves. We're into the last few game weeks of season, and people will be going quite rogue.
What do you reckon, Ben? template the new differential?
Yeah, I totally agree. See what he's saying. Yeah, yeah. If you're at the top, you're going to hold on to the players that are doing the best, aren't you? And then if you're chasing, you're going to go differential. So the people chasing going differential is going to make the ones at the top, which are template, a differential. So yeah, I get it. What do you think, Scott?
It's hard, isn't it? I completely understand why I've done it myself and why other people are doing it, but there's going to be a week coming where it all everything just reverts back to normal, and we get a load of goals from Haaland, we get a load of assists from KDB, Saka bangs a pen. There's going to be that week soon, isn't there? I think where the template does deliver again. Yeah, I guess it all just depends on what your targets are for the season, doesn't it? Like you said, if you're chasing, you go different. Yeah, it's not an easy one to answer, but I feel like just maybe take the odd chance and keep the main big hitters feels like the way for me. Like that Kudus move, I've pretty much got a template team, but then just having that little Kudus haul has bumped me up like a green arrow already. Just I'm putting that mostly down to Kudus. So yeah, as long as you keep the main hitters and then maybe take an odd chance of your captaincy and an odd pick, I think it's okay. Ben, park the bus. Talk us through. Got your teams on the screen here.
Yeah, we were on the deadline stream, weren't we? And we were talking about part of the bus, and I didn't realise I didn't put the part of the bus chip on. 5 minutes to go before the deadline. Absolutely.
You glad you did? You glad you did now?
Yeah, good job you mentioned it. I would have been crying. Yeah, so Dubravka got 0 points. I have got Bradley's got 16 points. 8 points, double to 16. I brought in Gabriel and Ben White for 2 Arsenal defenders. So I got 7 double to 14 and 7 double to 14 for White as well. Van Dijk only got 1 point, so that's 2. Porro got 4 double to 8. I got Bowen 12 points. Foden 2, Saka 4, Captain Salah for 11, and Haaland 2. Yeah, pretty happy with that. 1k rise so far. Hoping to get another 1k rise after midweek. Yeah, but I'll be all right.
Hey, I think that second half, you got to be looking at that thinking that's a good start with Sheffield United home, Luton home, and then I don't think you're ever expecting a clean sheet from Spurs, but like with that Porro, he gets points elsewhere.
Yeah,
good start, I think. Tony?
Yeah,
85?
Reverted back to usual, mate. 85 points, and I'm playing without a keeper. Edison, obviously not making the journey. Bradley, 8 points. Gabriel, 7. Van Dijk, just the 1. De Bruyne, 4. Foden, 2. And Saka, 4. Captain Palmer, happy days. 18 points, double to 36. Done the business for me again. My other transfer in. I transferred in, Saka and Son, Watkins and Bowen out. So, I mean, I'm 3 points up on it so far. 2 transfers, with Son getting 10, Saka getting 4. I think Bowen got 11, and how did he get? Did Bowen 10? Watkins
12.
1. Or did Bowen get 12?
Yeah.
And Watkins 1. All right, I'm 1 point up then. But hey, there you go. 1 point is 1 point. Salah 11 and Haaland with a little 2 again.
Not bad.
I've not moved 67th, like I say. I went up to 38th mid-game week, weekend, but yeah, back down to 67th, strangely.
90 for me, which I'll take that all day long. for this week so far. Really wasn't expecting a green arrow with all the part the bus is about. I think I've gone from 340 to 285 now. A bit annoyed because I thought Edison was going to start after seeing those training pictures and done us there. But yeah, can't complain with the transfers really. I had Robertson who was injured, took him out, so no points to Bradley who's got me 8. And then my other transfer was Watkins, who obviously went off. I've been saying I've got this Watkins curse where every time I take him out, he ends up banging. Well, I finally overcome it. Watkins
Broken
out for Son. Yeah, broken the curse. 10 points for Son. And I don't have to be too worried about getting Watkins in next week, I guess. And Dyke with 1, Gabriel with 7, Bradley with 8, Saka 4, Foden 2, kept with Kudus 16 points, and Palmer 18. So they've done well for me. Son 10, Haaland 2, Salah 22 with the captaincy. So yeah, good week. I still think that with those part of the buses, I could still see a red if it goes well, the second part. But yeah, as starts go, that looks all right to me. Hoping for no injuries. That's what I'm hoping for. What about just looking at yours, Tony? I know you like to keep a keeper there. If he doesn't play, Villa, do you take him out and keep Palmer maybe, or keep Son? We got Forest.
I don't know. I know they both got a nice fixture, haven't they? They both got a lovely fixture. Do I tidy up the keeper? They're so low ceilings, aren't the keepers? Unless they get a clean sheet, they're not doing much else. It's not changed that. I really, really want 5 midfielders in, if I'm honest. And I really want Kudos and I want Diaz. Yeah. Whether that's Palmer and Son that goes out and I just play without a keeper again, which I've been doing most of the season anyway. Yeah, might go that route. But I know Palmer could really hurt me against Sheffield United.
Yeah, my first impressions is I'd be tempted to maybe if my team stays as it is, no injuries, I think I'd be tempted to take Sonny out, keep Palmer, and change my keeper to Raya maybe.
Yeah.
If Watkins is out, oh no, it's not Aston Villa this week, is it? It's the week after for Arsenal. But yeah, Nathan Wisby's
don't wish that. Sorry, don't wish that on Arsenal though, because all the keepers I've put in this year they got injured. You want Ramsdale back in there? That's up to you.
Oh, he's decent enough.
Good keeper.
Wisby's drawn to our attention. He's saying, "Me and you, only one player difference." Yeah, KDB and Kudus. Well, the second difference is Tony's got the balls to go against Haaland and Salah. I certainly haven't.
Yeah, I did this week. Yeah, there's only one. Yeah, great minds that. And I'd love to have Kudos as well.
Right, on to the cash leagues. Before we do the cash league for or the current standings in the cash league, the week or the month has fallen a little bit funny. We do monthly prizes.
Yep, first to the first.
So first to the first. Our top 3, so our March winners. We've got in third place, Paul McNulty. In second, is it Gaz Walker? It's Gaz, isn't it?
Yeah.
And in first, Lee Hooper.
Lee Hooper.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Cash money prizes. Give us a DM.
DM on Twitter, or if you want Lee, obviously I know you're in the Discord. Just drop us a private message in Discord, mate.
But yeah, cash money coming your way. Top 3, G Payne. In second, Anthony Sutcliffe.
Come on.
And then top, still flying high, S Pal How's it? Does anyone know how he's doing overall at the minute? He was smashing it, wasn't
Yeah, he's.
Out of top 10, weren't he?
I think he's
overall.
just. I think with this week it just slowed him a little bit because I think he's got quite a lot of City and Arsenal. So, yeah. Because I think after the first round of games he runs 0 points.
17th now overall.
Keep going though.
Keep going, mate.
Right. Tonic second chance, Tony.
Yep, top 3. T. Hemming in 3rd. T. Gledhill in 2nd. And top of the shop of the second chance is Baz McCormack.
Ben, the old tag teams.
Cal, Greg, and Lee Chapman 3rd. Sean Powell and Hugh John 2nd. And Baz McCormack and Ben Cole's top. Baz still got 2 chips left.
Yeah, he's just forgetting to play them. He's taking piss out of us.
Yeah.
He said, I'll beat you without playing with chips.
He's going to do part of the bus on the last day of the season with like Everton or something. Moonwalk over the finish line. Patreon Cash League in 3rd. B. Coles in 2nd. C. Tobin. And in 1st, it's a fix. It's Anthony Sutcliffe.
Get up there. But I'm just going to get overtook by Baz when he plays his Everton part of the bus.
Right.
He was on about playing a West Ham part of the bus earlier in the season, wasn't he?
Yeah, well.
He loves his Sue Fowl.
He does.
I'm a little bit glad that he didn't do it this week because I think I've got him, haven't I, in Patreon Cup? Or is it not counting?
Oh, it is this week.
In 3rd, Tonic League 1 in the Tonic divisions. In 3rd, we've got G Payne. In 2nd, M Warner. And in 1st, L Giles.
Top 3 in the championship. Jim McGow in 3rd. 2nd, Aaron Wade. And top of the shop, me, Anthony Sutcliffe.
It's fixed. They're all fixed.
And the Premier League top 3 is Scott Harris, Ben Coles, and Baz McCormack.
Champions League qualifiers next season. Another cup competition to look forward to.
Euros. Who's winning the Euros? Have we had confirmation that it's on? We haven't yet, have we?
Well, no, I messaged them and they've said that they haven't received full confirmation that they'll be playing the game, but they say that every year. I mean, they should be doing it. I don't see why there's any difference. What was it? Where are we?
We got there blurred out.
Oh,
No,
come
can't see it, mate.
on. No, I don't want to show it, does it?
In front of your face.
Oh, yeah. No.
That'll do.
Oh, no, it's not going to work, is it? Dream Team Tonic, Euro 2020 Mini League winner. That one. Where's yours, Ben?
Oh, the shelf over there. I'm going to get them.
So we've run so we did the Euros 2020. Was it the World Cup 22?
What, you won it, then Ben won it?
And then Ben's won the World Cup. Go on,
World
which ones
Cup.
are there, Ben?
That's the Patreon Cup I won 2 years ago, and that's the Dream Team World Cup 2022.
Because Ben, you finished about 8th overall in the whole thing, didn't you?
Yeah,
The World
I finished.
Cup one.
Yeah, eighth overall in the World Cup.
You two lads are more corrupt than FIFA, you two.
It seems so, doesn't it? It seems so, but yeah.
Home advantage.
Well, yeah, we are going to, like I say, I've got a few things in my head to make it so then there's not just this. So if someone does really well, there's not just a cash prize just for the person that absolutely smashed it out of the park. There's a bit of a go around, so you have like maybe 4 or 5 winners throughout the tournament if they do play it. So got that in my head.
Cool. Well, that just about rounds it off, doesn't it? Yeah, if you've enjoyed it, please do leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're not already. And like I said, we've got the link to the Patreon in the description below. Get yourself a lovely mug or a hoodie as well. But yeah, anything else to add, lads?
Just keep smashing it, Andy. Keep smashing it. Andy Barnett, tag team. We're not far off. Keep going, mate.
Just a quick one. Did anyone see the Sheffield United Fulham game?
No.
I watched the highlights, but I didn't see the controversy.
Yeah. Shout out to Chris Wilder doing his best impression of Peter Kay in the John Smith's advert, running up to the ball on the cone and smashing it as hard as he can. Have it!
Oh, did he?
It's so funny.
What, in anger?
No, they've just scored the third goal to go 3-1 up. He's ran up to the ball like dead fast as he can. He's big fat bloke like that.
He's done that little
in the ball. Have it!
Brilliant.
You shouted out. You shouted Andy Barnett out. Andy Barnett put in our Discord. He's put a picture. We got his son Jake an extra hour staying up, but apparently though, stipulation was he had to watch the pod. So no doubt he fell asleep within 10 minutes, I reckon. bed nice and early. All right. So we'll leave it at that. See you all later.
See you later.